Shoaib Malik, that was 4. Had to get a boundary there, short and wide. That's a huge dot.
Does he take a risk? Everything's been wide now, making sure Malik reach the ball. Does he try that leg stump Yorker? He does, executes. And they will take the single. I still don't mind Teachner going for it as well. Has to look for the boundary. Just under 13 runs and over needed.
Needs to swing hard.
Will be a dot ball to finish the 16th over. 82 for 7.
To get the coffee, didn't we? So I couldn't get a moment with him. I was like, I really want to tell him, but I'll be telling 2 fans who are stood by us. So we got on the team bus maybe 5 minutes early, and I just said, look, Jim, put my hand out, shook it and said, that's me. Really hard thing to say, but it just feels the right time, and we had a hug. And then I told told Sky that night.
Did that surprise you, or were you expecting it? A bit surprised. It's something that you know, we've talked a lot about, and I know Stuart was talking about it last summer. But you know, when I stand back and think about the decision, knowing Stuart as I do, the Ashes was the absolute pinnacle for him, and brought the best out of him, as we've seen throughout the years, as we saw in the last 6 weeks. So for him to finish on top, finish the way, you know, the way he played in all 5 Test matches was incredible. So to see that, I think that was the perfect way to bow out.
Billy, I think you've got a question for them.
I have a question for Rod. What did it feel like to take your 600th wicket?
Really great, and actually being able to take it from that far end, Jimmy Anderson end, was really cool. You know, he's one of my best mates. So to even bowl at his end always felt special. Coming on to bowl, and they announced from the James Anderson end. So to take a wicket at my 600th, but to be honest, it was the over after tea, and Travis Head was batting really well, and we had a bit of a thought about sort of tactically how we were going to go about getting him out. So for that to have worked in that over, he top edged it down to Joe Root at fine leg. So when the ball was in the air, not one bit of my mind went towards it being my 600th. It was about taking a crucial wicket in that moment of the game, and then I heard like a louder cheer for the wicket than normal, and then the big screen showed 600. So by then I was like, oh yeah, it's my 600th. That's really cool to have done in an Ashes test at Jimmy's end. But ultimately, I think with all wickets, all you're looking to do is move the team forward closer to that 10 wicket mark to get the team off the field. So those sort of milestones, and Jimmy will say the same, those milestones and those special moments that mean a bit to you when you're off the field, you're not thinking about out there.
Terrific stuff. Billy, you've got a question?
This is for both of you. If you could change a rule in cricket, what would you change?
On the spot, boys, on the spot. Would you play longer like Joe Root?
Do you know what I would do, actually? I know we're at the 100 today, but in Test cricket, I would make a no ball a free hit too, because you might have your 3 slips and the gulling cover in and all that. But if you bowl a front foot no ball, it's easy to say now I'm done, isn't it? Yeah. Punish the bowlers for a no ball.
I'll tell you what, you've retired. But you wouldn't have been saying that had you not retired.
I would make every time you bowl a no ball a free hit, because how good would it be to be sat in the crowd with all the fielders round the bat, and then the batter can just whack one out the ground?
Jimmy?
Oh, I mean, I'd get rid of a few rules and laws, because there's too many. It confuses me, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Really sorry.
Right, we've got time for one more, I think. Who are we going to go? Come to you.
My name's Ava, and I've got a question for Stuart. Do you think that you'll regret your decision retiring?
Hard to tell. Hard to sort of look how I'll feel in the future. But ultimately, a week on, it was about this time last last week I was on the field for the last time, and I think ultimately for me, not many professional sports people get to sort of choose their time to leave a field and know that it's their last time walking off. And I think those memories that I'll hold very, very special are walking off with my teammates, walking up into the changing room and giving all the management and people that have helped me along the way a hug, sitting down, taking my bowling boots off, and I actually felt really at peace with the decision. So yeah, of course there'll be times, next time Jimmy's on the field bowling in India, I'll flick on the telly and I'll probably be like, oh God, I wish I was there, I wish I was playing. But everything has to come to an end at some stage, and ultimately for me, my memories are going to be so special that I'll probably just lean back to the really positive ones.
I think this is a great sign that you've inspired not only these kids, but generations of kids as well. Stuart and Jimmy, you'll continue to do it as well. So, guys, thanks so much for coming along. Hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm sure you enjoyed the first game, but these guys are absolute legends. And maybe a big hurrah for them, eh?
Brilliant. Hey guys, thanks very much. That was absolutely terrific. Really appreciate it. One more question. What sort of hole is he going to leave now in that dressing room?
Yeah, I think a big one. Not just with what he delivers on the field, but I think generally the impact that he has in that dressing room, or had in that dressing room, was huge. Helping other players around the group, and just what he offered the captain and the whole group was huge. And you can't sort of, you can't just bring in someone with that experience and that knowledge and that attitude. So I think he's going to leave a big hole.
Absolutely. Nice way to finish. Thanks ever so much for your time. Great insight, great knowledge, great experience, great careers. Many congratulations on everything you've achieved and your retirement coming up. And good luck, Jimmy. Keep going.
Thank you.
We're still loving watching you bowl. You've still got more in you. Great, brilliant stuff. So thank you so much then for these guys and all the young kids that have come along as well. It's Birmingham Phoenix have won the toss. They're going to be having a bowl first action coming up shortly.
Thanks to our Diamond players, Elizabeth Shaw for the coin toss and Charlie and Harrison Buckley from Micklehurst Cricket Club, delivering the match ball to our on-field umpires, Hassan Adnan and Richard Kettleborough. I'm buzzing. Originals, are you ready?
Football started at the weekend. There's a cup action coming your way in the EFL Cup. Round 1, Wrexham take on Wigan at 7 p.m. Sky Sports Football. Then an East Midlands derby on Wednesday. Take on Leicester, 7 p.m. More 100 coming your way from Lords. It's the Spirit versus the Brave. That's tomorrow, 2:30 on the 100 channel. Well, welcome along wherever you are joining us. Moinelli, who is back in the Phoenix colours and leads his side out. Won the toss, decided to have a bowl first at a beautiful Emirates Old Trafford. Sun is shining, it is warm, there is no rain, and two sides who are desperate for a win. Both Moinelli and Liam Livingston, as you can see, back in the side, and a powerhouse opening pair. Fireworks are going off before they get there. Let's see if they are going off when they start batting. Phil Salt and the captain Josh Butler, who was not too upset, Natalie Jamanis, that he lost the toss because he wanted to have a bat first.
Same thing happened in the women's game, actually. Both captains were pretty happy with what had happened, but it was the Manchester Originals who came away with the win after they had bowled first and bowled really well, but it was all about spin in the women's game. Interested to see pace of the surface in the men's game, because there's a lot of seam, a lot of taller bowlers, a lot of pace within both of these two teams. Birmingham Phoenix, Mo and Ali has said back to full strength just about. Liam Livingston back in the side, Mo and Ali back in the side. They've got a powerhouse batting lineup. They bat quite deep as well, with Shadab Khan as well involved there too. And they've got also nice variation within their bowling attack. Manchester Originals, we haven't seen a lot of them. They had the one opportunity against Welsh Fire. And they've got a very strong side themselves, and also a very nicely balanced side.
Countdown is on, the crowd is building. Weather after what I think most of Britain has suffered through rain. I'm hearing there may be a little bit of a heat wave a little bit later on this week. See if we get a bit of a heat wave tonight at the Emirates Old Trafford. Adam Milne, pace. Salt on strike, slip in place. There is that pace. Saw last night early on at the Oval the pace of Gus Atkinson and Shine Shah Afridi. Same pitch that they used on Saturday here, where we saw Butler play very well until the rain came and the match was abandoned. Third is up in the circle. There's a deep point right in front of the point. A little bit of swing, late swing.
Yeah, it's just what you want, isn't it? Adam Milne was part of the Birmingham Phoenix last year, but didn't play a game. He's had injuries right through his career as Adam Milne. And he offers you something special with that bit of pace. As you said, we saw it on show yesterday, and it makes a difference. And if he's going to get a bit of late swing, it makes it even better for him and his side.
This one is sliced past short third. Point cuts it off brilliantly. Really good, Dan Mousley. Young man who's come through at Warwickshire. He's a talent.
He is. The first opportunity I got to see Dan Mousley was at the Under-19 World Cup. He offers you something with the bat and with the ball, and we've seen also what he can do in the field here. Movement. He's definitely getting some movement at the moment. Adam Milne.
Well, does this hit him in front? Does it hit him in front? Yes. Hassan Adnan, the umpire, thinks that's going on to hit the stumps. There's going to be a chat. Butler and Salt, and they'll have to think, does he get outside the line? Does he get outside the line? No, he's happy, he's walking off.
He was looking to access leg side, moved well across. There was a little chat, of course, with the non-striker and his captain. Mullen's already shown that he's been getting movement. Look at that, look at the swing. Question is, where did that hit him? It looks like it's hitting the stumps, but where is the impact? Was it worth a review? Either way, Salt goes, doesn't review, goes for 2.
Laurie Evans then in at number 3. Powerful right-handed batter. Strike rate, just look at that. Just under 170, best of 72. Saw him struggle against Shine Shah Afridi, who doesn't, and he swings it with that pace. Let's have a look, does it hit him outside the line? Umpire's call. Umpire's call, so you'd actually say it's quite a good decision. Not hit him outside, I like that as a bowler. Good decision. Yeah, and on that decision, if Phil Salt would have gone for that review, he'd have kept it. End of the first 5, 2 for 1.
Yeah, and I think in those situations, sometimes it's worth a review because it might make the umpire think next time around, should I give it next time around? So sometimes it's worth it just from that point of view. So certainly was hitting the stumps, that's not the issue, it's just the impact itself.
Experience in Kane Richardson. Good bowler. Oh, was that a little nick? Was that a nick, or did he just brush his pad? Angled in and just went away.